Hello everybody, so this week has been a very, very sad week here in the UK. Of course, on Monday we had the very sad news of the bomb attack up in Manchester, where 22 people were terribly killed by a person with a bomb. Majority of them were young people going to see a concert, and it's very, very sad. So first of all, I would like to put out my condolences to the friends and families of all the 22 people that were victims, and the other victims that are seriously injured, that are still or have been in hospital receiving treatment for injuries. My sympathies are with you all. The other sad news, of course, this week was the loss of one of the finest actors in British history, Sir Roger Moore, who, even though I say is one of the greatest actors from the UK, myself personally would say, out of all of the people that have performed as James Bond over the years, I'd actually say he is number 3 to in my list of who I prefer as the world famous 007. Now, I was umming and ahhing thinking about what could I do for today's video, and I just thought I would talk about things I actually liked about Roger Moore's James Bond, his take on the character. Of course, over the from 1973, it was 1972, 1973 until 1985, he performed as the character, and for many people he is, of course, their James Bond, and I completely agree with that. For a very long time I would have said that. I would say he was probably, until Daniel Craig took over the role in 2006, I would have definitely said that Roger Moore was at least my second favourite James Bond. Of course, my favourite is Sean Connery, but going back to my point, one of the few things about it was that I did always like some of his gadgets that he was given over the period of films that he was in. The only one of that to me was kind of one of the highlights, which after the Sean Connery films and George Lazenby one, the gadgets became a lot more interesting to be visually watching on screen, which I think was very helpful, and I think that brought out a completely new way of acting for Roger, because of the way that he just performed was superb, and I think having such more kind of more practical and more interesting gadgets for James Bond to have on his missions helped his performance. Another thing I didn't really like, and of course this is more down to the fact that because I know the books of James Bond, is the comedy aspects of Roger Moore's James Bond. Not to say that I don't think it was wrong for them to have done it like that. I just think there's certain things that work, and then there are other things that don't work. If you think about in the Sean Connery films, and even in the George Lazenby ones, and the Timothy Dalton ones, the Pierce Brosnan ones, and the Daniel Craig films, there are all aspects of comedy in those films, and for those films that's fine. And like I said, for the ones that Roger Moore did, his were humorous, and the comedy in there would have worked, and that's fine. But as Roger Moore said, around after 25 years after the first James Bond film ever came out. I think he did a interview or something, basically saying that he was never he could never be this cold-hearted killer that James Bond was in the books, or as Sean Connery played him. So he took him on a completely different route, which is completely fine. He took him down a comedic route, and I must say I take my hat off to him for that, because that just shows that he was an incredibly clever actor. But he knew for a fact he could not play that particular role, and he decided that I'm not even going to attempt to try and play that. I'm going to take the character in a completely new way and see if people like it. And of course people did like it. I'm not saying that they're not good films. They are superb films. So the order that Roger Moore's James Bond films are Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy That Loved Me, Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to Kill. And obviously, like I say, he also his films gave us one of the best arch villains of James Bond ever to grace the world, which of course is Jaws. And I'll always say that he, apart from kind of Oddjob, he is one of the best Bond villains that there has ever been. So I just wanted to say it is very, very sad to hear the news of Roger Moore's death, and my sympathies go out to his family and friends, and just as a bit of a mark of respect, I am now going to hear the great Sir Roger Moore say that iconic line one more time.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
Thank you very much, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.